What up, everybody? This is Antlive, MF911.
Said Rat, Manny Main, aka 5050, aka Rhythm Mechanic. I'll probably had a couple more names.
One thing I want you to know is he want me to say what he want me to say. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Gotcha.
All right.
Here it is. His brother would go buy the records and bring them back home. So all of these records he was bringing back home, they weren't pop records.
Right.
They weren't even Run DMC records.
They weren't playing on the radio.
These were underground boom bap records.
Mantronics, Just Ice, KRS-One, Tila Rock. What we do comes from all of them.
From all of them, yeah.
So we put our little spin on it, but we really come from them. So they really like our hip hop fathers. We got a lot of respect for those guys.
We would thank our mother for allowing us to use, I think, our only car at the time to drive to New York.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
we
but
had
his
one
mother
car.
wasn't gonna let us do it.
Yeah.
Our mother let us do it.
We solidified the deal, and we couldn't keep our mother's car another 2 days to go tour with, go to do a show with Temp Dog. So,
Yeah.
But she let us get the car to go down there. So
It all worked out because when we went to visit Said G and we get the deal,
We owed him something.
we owed him something because we knew we were going to get a deal. See, we didn't have a deal. We went down in New York. We was only there 2 or 3 days.
Right.
And then we had to shoot back to Detroit. Said G was shooting to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So my big idea was, Said G said, yeah, I'm about to go to Philadelphia. I'm like, oh, we'll take you. Remember that? Tony and his big mouth.
I was like, man.
I'm like, we'll take you, but the guys, but that might have been the best thing we ever did. Because we took Said G to Philadelphia. We came back to Detroit. The college basketball season had just ended for me. And lo and behold, ring, 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 in my college dorm room, it was Said G. And the first thing he said is, I think I got a deal for y'all. He said, next Plateau wanna sign y'all. But you know, if we hold out another couple weeks, Def Jam is interested in y'all.
Originally signed to Next Plateau Polygram, right? Is that correct?
London Polygram.
Luncey. There
There's
you go.
two different versions of
London
Polygram.
Polygram. No. Right? That's what we were originally signed
What-
to.
what year?
And Beach G Production, Said G's production.
What year was that?
That was in the year 1992.
All three of us, we was always pushing.
He started, he's trying to be humble. He started it. He lied to some people to get Said G's number. Then he called Said G and he had to come clean. And he said, Said G, really, I lied about us being producers and needing some music from y'all. We really out here trying to find a record deal. We love y'all. He basically kissed up to Said G. And so Said G said, all right, man, whatever.
So we got him on bait.
drove down to New York with $80 in our pocket.
But Said G
He
said,
It was 60.
he said he thought we wasn't gonna come. That's what's deep.
Yeah.
Said G said that?
Yes. He
So-
said he told me he thought we wasn't gonna make it.
We drove from Detroit to the Bronx. When we got to the Bronx,
To get a record deal?
Yeah.
When
no.
did he say this to you?
To
When
his
we,
house.
got-
when
Remember?
we got to his house, he told you this?
He told me, no, later. He said, I thought y'all wasn't gonna come, so I thought nothing gonna happen. But once y'all got there, I had to stay good to my word.
Chuck D was the guy who gave us the name MF911. He kind of mentored me and said,
And the title represents that it is an emergency for good lyrics and good beats and real hip hop. That's what our name represents.
we on Slamjamz. His new album, Return to the Bloodsport, is coming out on Slamjamz. MF911, you know, we were able to meet Chuck D when we were young, about 16, 17.
Yeah.
Snuck back behind a concert at the Fresh Fest, and I got Chuck D through, I met Griff, and Griff got to Chuck, and was you there with me that night?
I wasn't at the concert.
I drove Chuck D back to the hotel in my Chevy Chevette after the press conference, after the concert. Then I called Sid, because Sid is my partner. Me and Sid have been knowing each other since we was 10 years old.
Did the Chevette have a hole in the floor at the time?
It had the hole in the floor and it was leaning. So I had a 1979 Chevette. It was leaning with a hole in the floor, and I was driving Chuck D.
And when he called me and said, I'm coming over, I got Chuck D with me, my first thought was that car, you serious? There's no way Chuck gonna get in there.
like great first impression, right?
Yes, and sure enough, he came over with Chuck in the Chevette, and I was like, wow, that's some deep stuff.
Chuck D and Public Enemy, they were the Wu-Tang. He was the Jay-Z. He was the biggest rapper
At the time.
At that time.
Without a doubt.
So for me to be in a 79 Chevy Chevette broken down as a 16-year-old kid, and I think Chuck was like 29.
Yep.
No, he probably don't want y'all.
He might have been 22 at the time.
He might have been 22 at the time, yeah, for all intents and purposes. But anyway, so I think now I remember. He says I rode to his house and we took Chuck there.
But we were trying to be S1s as well, S1Ws.
We asked Chuck.
Yep. We asked him, could we be an S1?
S1W.
Y'all got to talk to Gorilla.
Yeah, S1W was like one of the militant group members of Public Enemy. You know, you had the DJ Terminator X, and then you had the S1Ws, you had Flavor Flav, you had Professor Griff, and you had Chuck D. The new MF911 album, Return to the Bloodsport, is produced by this man right here. Said Rat Chubb. He's on 90% of the beats. The album Return to the Bloodsport is his vision. I did a couple beats. But he even took my beats.
He took them off.
He changed my beats totally off. So the whole thing, the dopest thing about it is, you know, I'm out here.
This is the award I won.
That's right.
For the production on the album.
That's right.
I truly enjoyed that the album is catered toward old school. So the old school was about lyrics. It was about beats. It wasn't complicated. It was boom bap. We taking it back to the old school. You don't hear that no more, but we trying to take it back to the old school and bring it back out on wax as well for all the old school cats and those who appreciate it. Sometimes we fight just like anybody else, but
we had a fight yesterday.
We try to make our fights get to a point where nobody gets hurt. That's the thing about we don't want to hurt each other, but we do fight and have arguments and have problems, but we always come back to understanding that it's a lot more in our lives. It's worth more than hurting each other and being apart.
That's a good message right there.
And so when you hear our hip hop, we ain't trying to shoot you, we ain't trying to kill you, we ain't trying to hurt you, we ain't trying to do nothing negative to you.
No beef.
No beef. We don't get into beef, man.
I will tell you, I can rhyme better than you.
Yeah, it is beef on that. It's beef on rapping. Our beef is strictly based on records and rhyming and what you have. Can you compare to what we're doing? That's all it is. And if you can, that's cool. We're gonna try to top you. But we're gonna try to top you musically and lyrically. That's it.
Top 5. One of the places is we gotta hit. I've already hit Europe and Germany and Paris and all of those places. So I'm ready to go to China. And I'm ready to go to Australia because I heard that MF911 got a nice following in China and Australia.
2 more, right? We need 2 more?
3 more.
I would like to hear somewhere up in Africa, identify hip hop scene around there, maybe South Africa, somewhere else would be very nice.